Welcome to Guns and Bunz, the podcast that celebrates strong, successful women. If you enjoy empowering stories, be sure to like and subscribe to our Guns and Rollz channel for more inspiring episodes like this one. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Guns and Bunz Podcast for behind-the-scenes content, updates, and more. Thanks for tuning in. Today, I would like to welcome Melissa Sheppey. Melissa is a dedicated Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu athlete, community advocate, and fitness enthusiast. She is married to her husband, Brandon, and is a proud mom to her son, Zachary. Melissa earned her purple belt in BJJ in 2022 and is celebrating 10 years of training and competition, a journey rooted in discipline, resilience, and growth, both on and off the mats. Outside of BJJ, Melissa works part-time in professional cleaning services for public buildings and residential spaces. Her passion for the sport extends beyond competition. She is actively involved in organizing and supporting women's grappling initiatives, including Grappling Ladies of Southeastern states, a community focused on connecting, empowering, and supporting female grapplers throughout the Southeast. Melissa's interests center around Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, strength training, and overall fitness. She also enjoys running, hiking, outdoor exploration, swimming, and gaming. At her core, Melissa is driven by community building and helping women find confidence, strength, and belonging through jiu-jitsu. Help me welcome Melissa Sheppey to the show. Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy to have you today. So Melissa and I, we don't really know each other, but I have taken one of her classes at Triumph Fight Academy. She came and was a guest instructor for our women's class. And I've just seen her again on the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu circuit. You've been at many tournaments and she's always winning. She's always winning all over Instagram. And she's doing lots of super fights. So I had to have her today. So let's go ahead and just dive right in, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, so our opening question is, can you share a little bit about where you grew up and how it shaped you, who you are today?
Yes. So I was born in Canada, Ontario, born in Newmarket. And when I was 4, my dad had moved to Florida.
Okay.
And my birth mom, she contacted him, and I needed to go live with him for a little while. Mm-hmm. And it obviously ended up being a long-term thing. So I grew up until I was I think it was 10 or 11. We lived in St. Petersburg, Florida. Okay. And then we moved to Polkton. I still live there today, Polkton, North Carolina. It's a very small town. It's about an hour outside of Charlotte.
Okay.
I did grade school, middle school, high school.
Okay.
There.
What's closest? Is there a bigger city or
Monroe?
Okay. Oh.
Monroe, North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's not far.
It's 35 minutes, yeah.
Okay, nice. It's so funny. When I had Sarah on, she was telling me where she was from, and I was like, I don't know where any of these places
show me
are.
A map, and I can probably show you.
I know.
No one's heard of it. It's very small. So.
Okay. So grew up in Canada initially, then moved to Florida, St. Petersburg, until 10 or 11, you said?
Yeah, approximately. I'm not sure.
Then here the rest of your time, right? Mm-hmm. So where did you go to high school and stuff like that?
I did Anson County Early College. Okay. We were my class was the first group of students I guess technically second, because they had pulled some people out of the first year of high school. So we were technically the second class, but there was only 10 people. And then in our group, there was only, I think, 25 people.
Okay.
So it was a really small high school, and we went to the early college.
Awesome. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about family. Do you have siblings?
I have a sister. She isn't super well off or anything.
Okay.
And I have a half brother, and we haven't talked for a long time.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So are you close with your dad? And
yeah, I'm very close with my dad and my stepmom. Awesome. Yeah,
that's great. Awesome. Do you see your mom at all?
She passed in 2020. Oh, yeah, it was sad because the borders were closed. We couldn't go celebrate her life or anything.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it was actually it was 2 weeks before my before my second MMA fight ever. It was really sad.
Oh wow.
I didn't pull out, but I thought about it. Yeah, and that was a really hard time.
I'm wondering if something like that though would get you through that hard time, right?
Yeah,
doing what you love, your passion.
Honestly, I had thought about, I know some of my teammates, and teammates at the time had similar situations and they pulled out, but I don't know, it took 2 days of just full out lay down depression. And then I was
so sorry.
Thank you. And then I was Yeah, I don't think I could pull out of this because like taking fights and like doing things like competitions definitely helps keep me stay motivated.
Right.
You know?
But isn't that what people say to do? Like when you're going through a traumatic experience, or like if there's like something happens at home, like with a parent, we tell like get your kids to school at least so that they can go with the daily, do the daily things that they normally do, so that they're kind of not
completely
enveloped in that moment. Yeah. And what's going on there. Okay. Well, so then you moved back, and then, so when you moved to North Carolina, not back, sorry, I guess when you moved further north.
Yeah.
Who did you live with here in North Carolina?
My dad.
Your dad moved back here.
Yeah, my stepmom's family is all here. They're like kind of in Monroe, Indian Trail.
Okay.
Her sister lives in Wadesboro, so that was like really close to where we were, and the like land was cheaper in Anson County, and taxes were lower, so they bought like 5 acres.
Okay.
And in my childhood, I had like horses growing up, so that was really cool.
That's
it's like
awesome.
A small town. Me and my husband still live there. We have a little place on the property with them.
Awesome.
My stepmom, she has muscular dystrophy, so it's nice to be able to help her with like day-to-day stuff, you know?
Okay. Well, that's good. And then your son Zachary is.
I share custody with my ex-husband, and he comes out and stays with me sometimes, and sometimes with his dad. Yeah.
Is he close? So it's not that big?
Yeah. No. We're only about an hour apart.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good. Awesome. All right. Well, do we want to talk a little bit about your day-to-day? Like, what is your, let's talk a little bit about the cleaning services, the part that you do when you're not training or fighting or competing. So tell us a little bit about your daily job.
Yeah, sure. So up until last December, I worked at Michelin building airplane tires.
Oh, wow.
And they've been in business about 30 years, and they never had a woman to do the job that I was doing at the time.
Wow.
And when I came in the door and they said that, I was like, oh, I want to do that, because I don't like being told that women can't do something. It fuels something inside of me. I'm like, oh, no woman has done that, or I don't feel like there's anything necessarily that we can't do. Are there things we'd rather do? Yeah, but I don't like being told women can't do that. Yeah, it like fuels something inside of me.
It's like, I'll show you.
Yes, literally. That's like my soundtrack.
I love that.
I'll show you.
Good. So you worked there?
Yeah, I worked there. I worked in the tire room for about 8 years, and we worked a 3-2-1 rotating schedule, so rotating every week.
Okay.
And it was like really bad for training, because on second shift our gym doesn't have any like morning classes or anything.
Right.
So it was hard to stay consistent. We would like run and like do other things on the weeks that we worked second. I worked there with my husband. Sorry, I left that part out. So
Awesome.
we would like go to work. We were on the same schedule, and that was really nice. I hate that like we don't work together anymore, but anyway, so it kind of like reached ahead of me needing to progress further with my training, like kind of at a level where like, dang, I really could go further with this, but this job is not
holding me down
to this. And so one of my friends that I actually train with, her name's Kayla Claiborne. She trains with me. She started about 2 years ago. She works at a cleaning service. And she, when I quit, I stayed home for like 6 months. I was driving myself crazy. I was like trying to continue to train, and I don't know, something about like not having a routine of like getting up, going to a job. I thought it would be better, like, oh, I can spend all this time training. But it was not like that. It was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just, kind of like stuck.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, so she got me a job, and I clean sometimes with her, at the Stanley County Courthouse and library, their senior centers. So you
get to work with your friend.
Yeah.
And then it's part-time, and then you still get to have time for the training, the stuff that you love.
Yes. And my boss is very flexible. So like when tournaments come up, or like weekends where we need off, or like if, like when I went to go guest teach for you guys, she's like super chill about letting me off to go do whatever I need to do. So it's really nice. A lot more flexible than my other job.
Great. Okay. Well, good. That kind of lends itself to your background. But then now talking about like even what I saw on your Instagram recently, one of your recent posts, maybe it was, or maybe it was pinned. I don't know. But you are offering private lessons too in jiu-jitsu. And we're going to get to the jiu-jitsu MMA stuff in just a minute. But I saw that you do private lessons too. So that's cool. And that's probably a moneymaker thing on the side too, right?
Yeah, that. I've had so we have a gymnast teacher, tumbling. Her name's Tammy, and she rents a space from our coach.
Okay.
And she actually also did like the tire building for like about a year.
Okay.
And she did a good job. She was just short. Sorry to any short people. No short hate, but short. She was a little too short to be able to reach the machinery properly.
Okay.
But she really almost did the job that before, like years before I ever did. She's so awesome. She's so athletic. Anyway, sorry.
It's okay.
She runs the tumbling class. And anyway, so she got on me. She was like, you should really offer something for like the girls, like something like I do, but for MMA or jiu-jitsu. And I was like, that's a good idea, because I love like girls only classes or women's only open mats. Like they're so awesome. They're so empowering. And so I thought about it, and we ended up offering it's like girls only grappling. We started grappling, and a lot of our students are like ages 4 or 5, and it's kind of hard to teach them grappling and keep them entertained in it. So this year we decided to add a little bit of MMA, and that's been really fun, like teaching them punches and stuff.
Yeah.
So I do that in addition to private lessons, and then I also teach a women's only kickboxing at my gym on Tuesdays.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes.
I was going down a rabbit hole. And I saw, I'm like, oh, she does kickboxing too. And so I guess I didn't realize you were also the MMA side too. So let's go ahead and just dive into it.
Yes.
Becomes a jiu-jitsu podcast. But so let's dive into jiu-jitsu. So I guess my first question is, in your bio, it says you've been doing it for about 10 years, right? You'll be celebrating 10 years, and you are a purple belt. You got your purple belt in 2022. That is amazing. I mean, she's better than me, folks. But 10 years is a long time. So, and how old are you now?
33.
So you started around 23, right? Okay. So much younger than I was. I started at 40.
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Having never done sports, but okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
But anyway, so I guess my question is, what got you into jiu-jitsu? Let's start there before we get into everything else.
So it's kind of a funny story. So have you heard of the roughest and toughest?
No.
I forget what they call it. Roughest and toughest brawl or something like that. Anyway, basically it's like you, I can't remember his name. I think Michael Long maybe runs it, but he sets up a boxing ring and like advertises a $2,000 prize, and they have like brackets. I don't think there's weight classes or anything for the guys. There's not a lot of women that usually show up. Yeah. But anyway, so they advertise the 2K prize, and you just sign up. It's like a $50 sign up. No, it's free to sign up, but you have to pay $50 to get your boxing license or something like that. I don't know. It's been a long time ago. Yeah. And anyway, so I saw back when I was with my first husband, I had seen it, and I don't know, something in me like wanted to try it, and I had mentioned it to him, and he was like kind of like down talking it. He was like, "No, you wouldn't like that. Like, it, basically it would chew you up and spit you out, basically, sort of thing, Yeah. And it just kind of offended me that like one of the few things that I ever brought to him to like get his opinion on, he was like, nah. Yeah. So anyway, long story short, we got divorced, and not long after we had separated, I had seen a poster for it, and I was like, ooh, I can do it now, and I don't have to hear anything about it, because I was single. And anyway, so I was like, oh, I've never been in a fight or anything. So like maybe I should train a little bit. It was 2 weeks before, and I had just like Googled, MMA gyms near me, and Salvation MMA at the time. They go by a different name now. They had started there, they shut down. My coach kind of my current coach kind of took that over. And they're a different gym now. They're called Guerrilla MMA, and they're great people. Brandon Davis and Haley Davis run it. They're amazing. Anyway, I had called them up, and they were like, yeah, come in. Like, we'll show you what you can. Yeah. Of course, Brandon was like, I'm going to do as much, what do you do when someone that excited comes in? You don't tell them, no, don't do it.
Right.
So he was like, he showed me a few things. That was 2 weeks before.
Oh my God.
And I had probably 3 classes, I think. Mm-hmm. And I went there and I got my butt kicked. Yeah. It was really fun. I didn't get TKO'd. I almost did. Okay. My first taste of CTE.
Oh my goodness.
And then I went back to the gym afterwards, and they were all very supportive, like very sweet. They were like, "You did great." I found out later that the girl I had boxed had 9 months of experience. Wow, yeah. And they say like 6 months of experience or less, but I guess it's kind of like a soft rule, like they're not like, oh, you've had 9 months. Like some people who have even had amateur fights will still do it. Mm-hmm. I didn't know it was like 6 months, 6 months of experience. They're like, basically if you have had professional fights, you're pretty much allowed to do it. So, I had done that and came back to the gym and I was like, you know what? I don't really want to be hit right now. Not right now anyway. Yeah. And so they offered jiu-jitsu too, and I got into it like that. Haley Davis at the time ran like the women's side of things, and we did women's kickboxing without getting hit, and then a lot of jiu-jitsu too. And they were so nice with me. I was so spazzy, and they were so sweet. Yeah. She was a purple belt at the time. She's a brown belt, I believe now. And they were just so awesome.
What do you think it was that made you want to do that? Like at that age, let's back up prior to like the divorce and all that. Like maybe was it your ex-husband, the divorce, that maybe fueled that fire that made you so adamant to do it? Or was it that it was just always a passion that you've been into like combat sports or MMA or that whole side?
I've always like done sports. When I was little, I did soccer. Yeah. I did football in middle school.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think wrestling was as popular as it was now. Right. I think if it was, I definitely would have done it. Yeah. I wasn't like, oh, I want to do a combat sport necessarily, but I think something about like the adrenaline, like that part of it definitely was. I knew I definitely needed to do some things to make my life go a little differently after the divorce, and I do think like that helped fuel like a change. Yeah. And I think at the time I was also looking at like different soccer leagues, so I was like, I definitely want to do something athletic. I hadn't done anything for a long time. I gained a lot of weight. I'm not too far away from that weight right now, but it's like a lot more muscle, a lot more like.
You've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah, right. Now, so I definitely knew I wanted to do something that like just to get out there and have fun and do something athletic,
So was it heavy, like more on the jiu-jitsu side in the beginning, or just or did you try to balance both sides, the kickboxing, all the?
I think almost for the first year, I was almost. I might be wrong. It's been a long time, but I think almost exclusively for like the first year, it was pretty much just jiu-jitsu because
it's so complex.
Yeah,
so you would need that to have that foundation.
I think I did some of the women's only kickboxing classes, which was also like a kind of like a kick fit, like fitness class too. And then so at that time they didn't have noon classes either. They do now, they offer it now, but they didn't. And my coach now, Ron Golden, he also trained, with Brennan and Haley, and he had been there for a long time. I think he was a 4-stripe purple belt when I met him. He's like 10 years later, he's a 4-stripe brown belt.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But he had taken me up to my kind of like the middle part of my like training saga, I guess. Yeah. Up to Team Rock, Harrisburg, and Charlotte. Okay. Because they had noon classes and I could train through my schedule.
But that's a farther drive, right? Yeah. That's north, right? Harrisburg's like, is that north of Charlotte? Harrisburg?
I'm not sure. I'm very directionally challenged and dyslexic, but it was like, I think it was like 45 to 50 minutes and I was making that drive. A lot of the times on second shift, I would like go to the gym and then like just, I know this is like a cardinal sin and I'm better about it now, but like wipe down like with washcloths and then go to work. Cause I mean, there was no chance to shower. They didn't have a shower or anything, but now obviously I would not do that, but
I know.
So then when I started training at Snakes was when I kind of got more into the MMA side of things.
And what was this place called?
Team Rock, Harrisburg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Under Horace Gracie.
Okay.
Yeah. And I trained there. I think I got my blue belt there.
Okay.
And I also received my purple belt from Snake, the head coach there. Nice. But it just wasn't the best like training environment. And Ron ended up opening a school, which was like 25 minutes from my house. And he's just been a lot more like supportive of me. So I ended up choosing obviously the shorter drive and helping him build up the gym there. Cause I mean, Norwood's a small community as well. Mm-hmm. Like it's not that far from Polkton. And I don't know, just it's nice to have the gym a lot closer to me and definitely like a little bit more of a environment and a culture that I can help build to be like more positive and encouraging. But anyway, while I was at Snakes, that's kind of when I got into the MMA side of things. I knew that I wanted to do an MMA fight, but I don't know if you know this, so stop me if I'm over-explaining. No, it's okay. But like 145 is like the weight cap for most MMA fights. They do have some like for females. Okay. But like they do have some at 155, but it's not a lot. And so there was no way I was going to get to that weight. Yeah. And so I was like, well, can I just look for one that's not that weight, especially at amateur. Right. And it's not like UFC has like a 145 female weight class or like Bellator, I think they go up to 155. I'm like, at AMI, can we not find another woman that doesn't want to cut 100 pounds or like 50 pounds, that's at the
strange. Time? Because I was thinking in jiu-jitsu, you have a higher weight class. Right. So like, why would that be the case?
I don't know.
Maybe smaller, like those are the average weight classes that would do MMA? That's strange to me. I'm shocked about that. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
No, you're fine. But anyway, so I found an opponent. It was in Kingsport. I can't remember the name of the promotion, but anyway, they were looking for a 185er. And so, so that was awesome. Amber Floyd and me had a match. I couldn't find anything about her online. You kind of stalk your opponents, especially in MMA. And I couldn't find anything about her online. And I was like, oh, like she's just like me. Like she's just been training a little bit and she's just looking for an MMA fight because we were both 0-0. And then I walk out and she's in a singlet, like a wrestling singlet.
And you're like, oh crap, this girl wrestles.
Well, I still didn't put 2 and 2 together. Yeah. And we get through the first round of the match and I knocked her down 3 times, I believe, in the first round. And then every time I would knock her down, she would shoot. And I normally was like pretty good at sprawling, but I couldn't sprawl fast enough. Yeah. And Snake comes in after the first round. He's like, okay, she's a wrestler. Come to find out when they were announcing her, I couldn't hear it, I guess because of where I was at. They were like, no, sorry. We found out after the fight. This is what happened. Okay. I think they announced it and Snake heard it, but he told me he was a wrestler after the first round, obviously, and to stay further away if I knocked her down again. Right. But after the fight, I hear them ask her, Amber Floyd, how does your first MMA fight compare to 4 years of college wrestling? And I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, it finally clicked at that point. I was like, oh, dang. Yeah. I lost that one by decision, but I was like, dang, I really, really like this, And so after that, I was kind of looking for other fights. Still not a lot of success, but I had found a few more. My MMA record is 3-2, I believe. Okay. That's good. And then after 5 fights, like I kind of like maxed out because at that point, some people are looking to go pro, and it was also like it was hard to even cut to like 185. I'd comfortably stay around like 200, 210, and so I was putting myself through a lot to cut that much weight. Like I had taken fights from 185 to 160, and like the 160 fight was. I was having to cut weight, like mourning my birth mom's death, Yeah. So, and it was just so hard. It was such a hard cut. And I was like, dang, like, I don't like feeling like I'm going to die up to like 24 hours before I'm going to fight. So I just made a decision for myself. Like, if anybody wants to start like a big girl fight league, like, let's do it, But other than that, I would love to fight MMA again, but I just don't see So in the current situation.
How that could work. Yeah,
exactly.
Do you get your do you get a little bit of that when you teach like kickboxing and some of that?
Yeah.
Like you get a little bit of the.
Yeah, I love sharing that. Yeah. And I'm very guilty of like encouraging people around me to like do matches and do fights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely it is a little bit of the same fulfillment to support people in that way, you know?
Yeah. I wish I had that grit or that desire to want to fight, but
you have a lot of grit.
I feel like sometimes I'm like, I don't know. Okay. So MMA was a good part. Would you say you were in your 20s then? It was like maybe a span in your 20s when you were doing the MMA. Mm-hmm. Were you at Michelin at this point? Mm-hmm. Probably. Yes.
Yes. Doing manual labor while cutting weight also is not fun.
That's not fun either. Nope. Okay. So then let's fast forward. You moved to and this is your current gym now, the Ron. It was Ron that you said you went with?
Yeah, Ronin MMA Club.
So Ronin MMA. Mm-hmm. Okay. And would you say it kind of has all disciplines of MMA or is it just primarily jiu-jitsu? So speak about the gym a little bit.
We offer kickboxing, MMA, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu, gi and no gi. My coach is a diehard gi fan, much to my
one of those. I'm just kidding.
No, for real though.
No, but because you're a no gi, right?
Yeah, one
no-gi
day
girl.
I am for sure a no gi girl.
Okay.
One day he had to sit me down. He was like, "Look, I need you to start bringing a gi to gi class. It's setting a bad example." I was like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you've been there now. How long have you been at that gym, would you say now?
I think he opened it in 2023. So I think August of this year will be 3 years. I believe.
Okay. So it's newer. Okay, that's interesting. And I'm sorry if you already said this because you mentioned a few places, but
no, you're fine.
Did you say they have noon classes there? Do they offer that?
No. I can go do whatever I want, like basically any time. Sometimes we'll go. He offers a morning class on Mondays, but I don't make it to that as much as I should. We also are right behind the police station, and we have a lot of like law enforcement that come in and train, especially on Mondays, which is nice.
Okay,
it's fun to train with them. And then he's training a lot at Honest
Grappling.
Yeah,
yep, I know that.
Him and Mike are good friends, I guess. I don't know. You know how guys are. You're like, are you guys friends or you hate each other? I can't tell from how you talk to each other. But I think they're friends. And he's been training up there a lot on like during the afternoon. So sometimes we'll go up there with him.
It's so funny. I see at tournaments and stuff like that, you see, or on Instagram and stuff, you'll see like all the different gyms and stuff. And I'm like, I have no idea where any of these are. Maybe Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu, but that's about in fight sports. But like, I really don't know where a lot of these like places are. I really don't go outside of my bubble. So. Right. But that's great. Okay. So, you would say like you helped open this gym. So like you're on staff because you teach. Do you get paid or for that? Or like do you work for them or you kind of do it as like a like guest spot to kind of help build the gym?
Yeah. I mean, it's such a small gym. Like he always said like from the beginning, he was like, as long as I have enough to pay the bills, like he's not trying to like draw a salary or anything from it. He was always like, I just need to be able to pay the bills and not come out of my pocket for the bills. Me and my husband, like it was a church a long time ago. It was actually my husband's aunt's church. Oh, funnily enough, he was born and raised in Norwood. So he knows like everybody there. And yeah, it used to be his aunt's church.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it was funny. Ron, me, Brandon, and his son and his fiance, I believe. They might be married now. Literally like stripped everything out of there, put down carpet, painted, like put all the workout equipment in the back. So yeah, like we're there from like pretty much day one. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And that's been really special. We don't necessarily have a staff. Like I'm like occasionally I'll cover classes because we have a lot of wrestlers, like high school wrestlers. So he'll go to their tournaments and so I'll like cover like, you know, whatever he needs me to. I'll run women's kickboxing.
What time are those classes? Like you had mentioned like gi, no gi. Do you want to kind of talk some of the schedule maybe? Like just to help promote?
So on Mondays we do gi 7 to 8:30.
Oh, at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's kind of good, honestly, because of sports. Like if people have kids, like it kind of gets all that out of the way and then they could train later.
Yeah.
Keep going. Sorry.
It's nice. I just now, like literally in the past 2 weeks, I've heard that people normally have them like closer to 5 and stuff.
Yeah.
It would be really hard for me to make 5 o'clock classes.
Right,
So it is nice. And yeah, like he runs like kids class from 8:45 to 5:45 to 7.
Okay.
And then we'll start the adult portion. Of course, like some of the older kids or more experienced kids stay.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
5:45 to 7? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And then on Tuesdays, I just run the women's kickboxing, which is 7 to 8.
Okay.
I have a private spot right before that and like openings for others on that day.
Okay.
And
noted. Did everyone hear that? Okay. Keep going.
And then on Wednesdays, I run the mini maulers, which is the girls only grappling. Well, girls only.
You
MMA.
call it mini maulers?
Yes.
And for anyone who doesn't know, her nickname's the Mauler.
Yes.
So I love that.
Thank
Cute.
you.
So Wednesdays, what time is that? I'm sorry.
Mini maulers starts at 4:30 and runs till 5:30.
Wow.
And then we have nogi, my favorite class. Wrestling technically, 6 to 7, and then nogi grappling 7 to 8:30. Okay. And then Thursdays is like MMA, same time, like 7 to 8:15, 8:30. And then Sundays he kind of just does like a whatever we need to work on, basically, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And then sometimes law enforcement will come in as well and like help train.
That's cool.
And then a lot of the kids that are in wrestling, they'll work wrestling, just kind of whatever needs to be worked on. So that's pretty cool. That's Sundays at 10:30 to 12:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does your husband train? Does
Yes.
Brandon train?
So I started before him.
Okay.
I was training when I met him.
Okay.
We actually both were working in the same building when I met him.
Okay.
And it's funny, we had seen each other on Tinder.
Yeah. Aw.
And I was like, do I swipe? Do I not swipe? Because, if it doesn't work out, like it can be weird.
Yeah.
If you work with somebody. And then, anyway, so I did. And then he told me later that he left my profile up for a whole day to think about it.
Aww.
He was like, he wanted to, but he was nervous about the same thing. I guess, I don't know, my risk taking was way worse than his because I literally was like, okay, yes. And he was like, and just he literally said he closed out the app and waited a whole day to think on it. I'm like, that's so funny. But so we swiped on each other and we met, and like since that day we started talking. We've never stopped.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
That's
that was
awesome.
in 2018. So
Okay.
I'd been training for about 3 years.
Okay.
I had moved to Team Rock at the time, and I took him up there, and I was a blue belt, I believe, when I started,
Right.
when he started training.
Okay.
And I had a lady training partner. Her name's Zebony Green. She still trains. She's so amazing.
Aw.
They opened their own school, actually in Harrisburg
Yay.
as well.
Nice.
And he wasn't very macho about it. He was not one of those guys that's like, oh, I could be anybody.
Right.
But he did think it was maybe like a little bit like, how can a woman that's like almost half my size really, how much could she really do?
Yeah.
And she took him from one side of the mat to the other. It was so funny. I still have that video.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And he's been like pretty much a diehard almost
Ever
as much
since.
as me. Yeah.
He was probably like, you don't tell me I can't do it. And
Yeah.
then she beat him. And so now he's like, now I got to prove people
Yeah.
wrong. Right. So what belt level is he or color? would you say?
He's, so our coach is a brown belt.
Okay.
And so, you know how promotions
Yes.
work, like you can't promote to the level that you're at.
Right.
So I can't technically, because a lot of people are like, oh, she's sandbagging. And I'm like, I can't promote myself. And my coach also
Right.
can't promote
He
me.
can't promote you. Yeah.
So he's separated from Team Rock. For a little bit, he was running his school at the same time as going to Team Rock, but there was like a separation. You know how
Gym
that goes.
drama. It's
yeah,
a thing.
gym
But
drama.
anyway,
I don't want to talk about it.
I know.
The divorce was bad.
There's lots of divorces from what I've heard in the
Yes.
area. So it's okay.
So anyway, he where was I?
You were saying how he separated from the
Yeah.
gym. So
Yes.
about promoting.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
your husband.
Snake had just started promoting black belts when the divorce happened.
Okay.
And Ron should have gotten his black belt. He's been training for like I said, he was a 4-stripe purple belt 10
Yeah.
years ago. He's
And now he's a 4-stripe brown.
brown belt, and
Yeah.
he has been. I don't know when that happened, but for a long time. And,
Yeah.
you know, it just kind of sucked that it happened when it happened. And he definitely deserves his black belt. And a lot of people at our gym do deserve to be promoted. But it's just one of those things where, you know, our coaches good and we're going to stick with him and we'll just see what happens. I mean, at the end of the day, I try not to sign up for purple belt brackets because I do understand like that it does.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like talking about my accomplishments, but I beat Jasmine Rocha. I don't want to make another purple belt face me if they don't want to. You know, if you want to accept a super fight or something, like that's fine. And I'm very gracious to the people that do accept fights with me. But yeah, as far as like, I try not to make anybody like, I'm going to sign up for the same bracket as you.
So when you do when you do fight, so like, do you do advanced brackets? Like, speak to that.
Yeah. So I usually, like in ADCC, I do sign up for the advanced. It says, I don't think they have, I think white belts could technically sign up for advanced.
Yeah.
But I do sign up for advanced. I think I could do intermediate based on belt level. Yeah. But I think it's blue and purple in intermediate, but I sign up for advanced. I'll do like a lot of the absolutes, like open weight, open skill. Yeah. I'll sign up for super fights and I'll say I'll fight up. Like you know, they have a little box where they're like, any comments? And I'll be like, I'll fight up as much as you need me to.
But isn't that the idea that like a purple belt could take on a brown or a black? Yeah. And if you're a purple, then you better be ready because you may get those, right? So like, okay. I guess the question is that I have is, so like if your instructor doesn't have anyone to promote him, then like, it's like you're in limbo. You're all in limbo. That's hard.
And it's kind of difficult. And I think you were asking about my husband's belt. He is a blue belt.
He is blue.
He's a 4-stripe blue belt. He has been, I think for a year and a half. I think Ron gave him his last stripe. Okay. And he should really be a purple belt, in my opinion. Yeah. And we have other teammates that Ron is slow to promote because, I mean.
But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing unless it's almost apparent that it seems like someone's sandbagging. Yeah, I agree. We see that a lot with the kid side, which I guess I would ask too. Does Zachary do anything like this?
Yeah, my son, not really. Okay. I joke with him all the time that he has half of very athletic genes. Yeah. And he somehow went with the other side.
How old is he?
He's 13.
13. Yeah. Oh, okay. So he's about my daughter's age. Yeah. That's awesome.
So he'll do a little bit, like he'll play around on the mat. Yeah. He has such long limbs. I'm like, you'd be great at triangles. You'd be so good at triangles. Yeah. Which I'm like, I have short limbs, so a little bit of jealousy there. Right. But he just doesn't take it seriously, and that's fine. He's more of a like creative, artsy computer type. So it's fun.
Let's go back to the one part you were saying, though, about promotions, because, that is something we see a lot in competition, I feel, as parents anyway, watching our kids go against these other kids. And I was saying this with Sarah a couple weeks ago. I was just like, these kids are so good nowadays. And it's almost like we go in thinking, well, our kids are good. And we go in and we're like, you're going to take the whole bracket. And then there's always one. I always joke. There's always one kid that slips in under the radar. Yes. And then I feel like they steal the whole thing. Come on. But I guess too, like it depends. Every gym's a little bit different on how they promote. Yeah. So I guess you just got to take win or loss and just keep moving forward. Yeah. So.
Yeah. There's been like, the whole thing of like belts aren't real, like the system. Have you heard that a little bit?
So speak about that a little bit more.
Basically, people are like, belts aren't real. Because I guess blue belts have come in and beat like black belts, like even at like CJI, I think. So
it's so subjective, right?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, because I mean, on your worst day as a black belt, could you get beat by a blue belt? A really good athletic blue belt? I mean, maybe. Yeah. And so I guess it just kind of. I don't know if I would have gotten here if we weren't at the situation that we're at where we can't really be promoted, but at this point, I don't know, maybe would I need to make peace with it?
Yeah. It's interesting to me too, because if someone has a wrestling background, let's say maybe they wrestled in high school or college, right? Yes. Then they're going to be advanced, right? And they may, is it true, like if you've wrestled, like you would be blue, like starting out in jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I think
because you have that wrestling background.
Definitely. I think a lot of competitions even have like that rule where if you've wrestled like at any level,
then you have to compete at blue.
You have to, yeah. And I think that's good because I mean, wrestling does teach you like positional dominance and like I've been jealous of people who've started and they've, wrestled before, because
like cheat codes.
It really is. They're like so good at it. And the gas tank that you have to have for wrestling helps a lot. And also it's also a combat sport. So, the adrenaline that you get, you would also get in wrestling. It definitely is like a.
So it's interesting. I want to tell you a little bit about this. I have spoken about it on the podcast already, but our daughter, Hannah, has tried out, like she went out for wrestling this year. And the season's almost done, like states are at the end of the month. But like, we had this idea. She, yesterday was her 4-year jiu-jitsu anniversary, right? She's a yellow white. She just got that back in September. And we were like, okay, so she has 4 years of jiu-jitsu. Like she's going to go in and just dominate, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, she has some wins, don't get me wrong, but like she's fighting boys and like those losses, I mean, because they're boys, right? Mm-hmm. That's frustrating. But then on top of it, then the girls she has fought, like one girl trains exclusively at C2X, which is a wrestling academy. Right. And it's like, it feels frustrating because we're like, I feel like she should be further along because she has that jiu-jitsu background, but it is kind of yes, it helps lend itself, I think, because it's not like she's a brand new beginner, never having experienced this type of combat sport. But at the same time, wrestling seems so fast-paced, almost more than jiu-jitsu. I think jiu-jitsu's fast, not my jiu-jitsu, but other people's jiu-jitsu. And it's so fast, and there's so many turnovers I noticed in wrestling, too.
Yes.
But what I found is it's like, I don't know that I can say that because you do wrestling, it's going to also help your jiu-jitsu or vice versa, because I've just, especially at her age, because she's young and it's something new for her. But maybe as an adult or having done that in your childhood and now as an adult doing jiu-jitsu, it could help. But I don't know that I have a question with that, but
no, you're good.
It just kind of shows like, I mean, sometimes I think it helps, like having that athletic background helps in this sport. I
think it does. I think maybe back when I started even, it would have been more of an advantage, because nowadays, like I wouldn't say like jiu-jitsu is like mainstream. I don't know that it ever will be, but like there's a lot more kids that have gone through the wrestling, gone through the jiu-jitsu, so they almost have more of like a background in it than that would have helped maybe like even 5 years ago. So if everybody's doing it, then of course no one's going to have like too much of an advantage because everybody's doing it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, my son doesn't train much unless, I bring him to a class and plop him in it and I'm like, you're doing this. But my nephew, my sister's son, so my parents raise him and I help as much as I can. Aww. He loves it. We take him to class a lot, and he's been training. He did a youth kickboxing. That was so scary. It was hard for me to watch my nephew, so I know I guess I am kind of glad that my son isn't as into it as much, because to see them get hit, it's like so scary.
So he did an actual tournament or something?
No, it was
a competition or super fight?
I forget what it's called. It was like one of those like it's like a point kickboxing almost.
Okay.
But they hit pretty hard for it to just be points. They have headgear on, but of course, like the science says that doesn't help actually that much with, brain trauma or anything. Yeah. But he did it, and they stopped it early because he was just eating punches just like his aunt.
Poor baby. Yeah, that's hard. That's very hard.
And he also is getting back into jiu-jitsu a little more. Awesome. And he wants to do tournaments really bad, but it's interesting to see the kids' side of it. It definitely is a whole different world, I think.
Yes. What advice would you give to young girls? I specifically want to talk about girls doing this because it is predominantly male. What would you say to young girls who are just starting out in jiu-jitsu? And then, I mean, on the flip side, women maybe that start in jiu-jitsu, because a lot of girls are reluctant to do it. Yeah. But then I was even thinking in cases like mine where we start older and later in life. So what would you say? What advice would you give to a female starting out in jiu-jitsu?
Just to keep going. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. But if you look for a way through it, you're going to find a way through it. And also not to accept anything that feels wrong. Like if a coach is maybe coming off a certain way to you, don't accept it. Like if it doesn't feel right in your gut, listen to that intuition and don't accept it. Like you need to look for something that's good for you. Just maybe try to stay motivated and try to always look for maybe something that you did good, like well that day, you know? And
what about finding like your tribe of women that are going to like be there to support you? Like at Triumph, we found Triumph. And like, if it wasn't for like, I'm going to shout out Stephanie again, because Avery would like tease me and be like, when are you going to start training? Because like my daughter started first, then Kevin, and then Jacob started. It was like January, April, and then I started in July, right? And we all started within that same year, right? Well, Kevin had some previous experience, but it was kind of like, I don't know. It like if it wasn't for Stephanie saying, "Hey, yeah, come train. I train," and like having someone that's kind of like that cheerleader for women that are going to come in new to the gym and like it, because it's scary. It's scary doing anything new, let alone something like this. So I think finding a group of women or people like your people that are going to be there to support you, that makes it a little bit easier. Would you agree?
Yes, I definitely do. I agree. When I first started, Haley Davis was, she was there. She was great.
Yeah.
She, like having her and Brennan owning the gym together, like having a woman figurehead in the gym, like that made such a difference. When I went up to Team Rock, Zeb, and there was another lady training at the time named Nicole. We were all really supportive of each other. There were other like women, because a woman shows up and you get so invested in her, and then she doesn't come. She comes for a month, and it just like breaks your heart.
Yeah.
But I try not to let that get to me. But anyway, Zeb was very, very supportive. We're still really good friends.
That's awesome.
We cross train as much as we can. I wish we could cross train more,
but she's further. Right? Yeah.
But then with Ron starting his own gym, I was the only lady there. He had some teenage ladies.
Okay.
But those kind of fell off, when they finished up high school and got boyfriends and all those.
And it's not cool to get it.
It's not cool.
Right. So how many girls would be there right now, would you say?
Right now we have me, Kayla is very consistent. Not due to me bullying her into doing more jiu-jitsu consistently. Definitely her own choice. Wink, wink. And then we have another older lady that joined. I think she's 53. Rhonda, if you're watching this, do not get upset. But she's trained karate for a long time, and she hadn't done anything for 10 years, and she actually works at the courthouse.
Okay.
And so she just kind of stopped me one day. Yeah.
That's so fun.
Had stopped me one day when I was cleaning and was like, "Oh, I heard you do this," because like I guess people hear and it's always gotten her. I've never had to tell anyone that I train. It's at so school. Weird, right?
At school, I had a girl come up to me and she's like, "Tell me more about this. I might want to do this." Okay.
Yeah, like people just like the whispers get around and they're like, "I heard you do this," and I'm like, "I've not told a single soul in this building," So it's weird, but it's cool.
Yeah, it is.
And anyway, so come to find out, she had trained karate. She was a brown belt in karate and had trained for a long time, but I took a 10-year break. And so she's been coming consistently, and that's been really nice. We've had other ladies come and go and, fall off, and we have a couple now, but those are like the main core group right now.
I applaud you. And then Sarah even said like she has to outsource for women going to other gyms and cross train. And I'm like, and then here you are going back to that whole cycle of now I got to be the first person to step foot. Yeah. Like this is my first time stepping foot in another gym. And it's like, I don't know, like it intimidates me. I'm not gonna lie.
So one of the coolest things probably ever, like one of the coolest things besides like my first MMA fight, like my first jiu-jitsu tournament, which I did 2 months into training also.
Wow, yeah.
So I'm definitely.
You just love to go big or go home.
Right, literally.
That's funny.
But one of the most exciting moments, I guess, in my martial arts career was my first Gloss event. Have you heard about them at all? Mm-mm. So Lourdes runs it. She tries to put on usually 4 events a year. Okay. So they're almost like quarterly. It's their Gloss. Sorry.
Did you post something about this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I saw it. Talk about that. You can promote that. That's
good. So it stands for Grappling Ladies of Southeastern States. Yeah. And some of my friends aren't all our friends people we fought.
Right?
So true. Yes. Yep. So Sarah Wills was my first ever super fight.
Yep, Sarah. She doesn't know me probably, but I recognize her. Yes.
so we had a match in 2021, I think. She was my first ever super fight. I was really excited for it. I was like, ooh, a super fight. It sounds so scary. Mm-hmm. And we had our match, and we became really good friends. Awesome. Mid-match, she compliments my tattoo, and I was like, and then giggled. And, so I was like, oh, we're like, it's not that serious, right? It's not as intimidating as it feels. And so anyway, so she had encouraged me to come to Gloss events, but I mean, like we've all had experience with Mean Girls, right? So stepping into a room of like 50 women, which is, 40 to 50 women is what shows up to most of the events. So it's a huge room of all different types of people. And it was just intimidating. Yeah. So I was like, I think I called her or messaged her the day of my first Gloss event. I was like, I'm so scared. Aww. Everyone's going to hate me. And she was like, no, come, it's going to be great. And it was like, just like filled my heart with like joy after that event, almost like really like felt like light and like love and all that sappy stuff. Like I was like, dang, like this was really empowering to have a room literally only dedicated to like empowering us and like helping make us better. Our next event is Gloss's next event is February 15th. Okay. They're doing our first ever super fights. Nice. So if you go to Gloss's Instagram, you can click on their link in the bio and apply if anybody wants super fights, which is really, I think it's really cool that Loris is starting to branch out with things. It's really
that's awesome.
A lot of fun and exciting.
Do they allow all people to come to watch the super fights?
Yes.
It's not like it's a women, like the spectators are women too? Or it's
no. So for the super fights, it's going to be open to everybody.
Oh, open.
Yeah, okay, open to everybody. The open mats are only open to women. Even like, of course, I don't know her full policy on kids, but most of the time if there's been kids, like they've been allowed to like hang around. Yeah. She's not like, oh, no boys, like go stand outside the door. But she takes it very seriously because I guess she doesn't want a slippery slope of like it not being a safe environment for women. Right. Oh, my husband's just here to watch. Well, it's women's only. Like we're here for us, And so it's really fun. It's really empowering. Yeah. If you haven't been to one, I definitely recommend it.
Awesome. I'll have to check that out. That's so great.
I'm actually one of the people in charge of running our next actual like training event. Okay. In May 16th, I believe it's going to be. Stay tuned for location. I've got some feelers out. Yeah. We're trying to kind of have it towards the beach. Okay. So it'll be like beginning of summer, like hopefully nice. I know last time we went out to the beach, we all went out to the ocean afterwards, and that was really nice.
That's so cool. I love that. And I love how everything you're talking about is like girl power. Yes. Like female related. I love that. That's so awesome.
So it's funny. I was talking about this with my husband not that long ago. My granddad, my stepmom's dad, he used to always give me crap. He would be like, let a man do it. Let a man do it. If we were struggling with a bottle or something, he'd be like, let a man do it. And it was like good-natured ribbing. Yeah. But as a child, I took that like so seriously. I was like, no, I don't need a man to do it.
That's that fire that was fueled in you.
And that's so it really motivated me. I remember he was like he was a very, very frugal man. And he was like giving like a quarter per pull-up that we could do. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to do so many pull-ups. I think I outdid our boy cousins.
That's so funny. I love that. That's so great. Awesome. Okay, well, since we're talking jiu-jitsu, let's also talk about super fights because you've talked about these a few times. And if you check out Melissa's socials, you will see she does lots of super fights. And you're kind of like, I'm left with this question like Sarah was a couple weeks ago. I'm like, why? Because do you get nervous with these fights, or do you get nervous before a competition?
The feeling of nervousness, to my knowledge, it never goes away.
No matter how many you do?
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm talking about, like, even, like, this weekend we had a free tournament. Like, there were 130 competitors. Like, it's a small, small, like, gym tournament, basically. Yeah. And I was still like, why did I sign up for this? What am I doing here? I'm going to make a fool of myself. Like, even, but, like, as soon as you step on the mat, and a lot of people say this, the nervousness goes away. But, I mean, literally up until the point I step on the mat and I really put my hands on somebody, like, I'm like, why did I sign up for this? Yeah. It is more pronounced at tournaments of like bigger
names and
like ADCC like and whatnot. Yeah. But it still is present at everyone.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, I don't know if that's good news though.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like I've done so many of them. I don't keep count, but I've done a lot of them, and
learning experience, I guess, win or lose. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you keep signing up for them. So
yeah. Yeah.
They're
honestly, signing up for them is what keeps me motivated.
Okay.
If I've noticed, I always have something on the horizon now.
Yeah.
Because I noticed.
It's like a goal.
Yes, it is. It's a goal post. And if I don't have something that I'm training for, I really slack off with my training. Like I have to know I'm doing this and I need to not fail at it. I need to be the best that I can be, and I have to train and stay in shape and make sure my gas tank's ready. Make sure I'm not going to go out there and, do something stupid,
Yeah. How many days a week do you train?
So normally I'll train the first 3 days. So I'll usually train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday I'll normally like do a run, or if I've had a really hard week, I'll like just do like a recovery day. Friday also is like kind of a recovery day. If I run, I rest. If I don't, I'll try to do something, maybe like lift or hike or something active just to get the blood flowing. Saturday and Sunday, I usually have like open mats or something like that, like just cross training just to get different looks and different rolls. So the Sunday class, sometimes I'll do that if
where are some of the places you go for open mat?
Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu Academy is the main place that I'll go. Piper and his whole crew is amazing. They just celebrated 11 years there.
I know, I saw that. That was so cool. They did like promotions and they got all dressed up. That was so cool.
Yes.
I love that.
They're amazing. Jen Case is there a lot, and she's like an inspiration of mine. She's amazing. So sometimes she'll be there. Zeb, sometimes I'll meet her there.
Nice.
Melissa Connors, it was so funny because we also had a super fight and like became like best friends after that. And so for a long time we would just like both show up to the open mats and we'd be like, oh, you're here. Oh, you're here. And then then we started texting each other, and like now we make a whole day of it. We'll go train and we'll go get coffee. She loves her coffee and I do too. And then get something to eat and, just connect. And so Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu is the main one, just because there's so many looks. There's so many different people in the room. Everybody's really chill. I mean, almost everybody's really chill. I've not really had a bad experience there. Top Martial Arts in Pineville, I've been there a few times, not a bunch, but just a few times. Honest, I'll go to Honest a lot. I do have Triumph on my radar.
Yes, you should.
Yes. I want to. I almost came during one of the holiday open mats, but our coach ended up running one. So I was like, I got to be at my gym one. And it was a good time. But just basically any of the gyms that are like around, if anybody has any ideas or any invites, please send them my way. But
do you feel like after being in it for so long, like you feel like you know a lot of people, enough people that makes that a little less intimidating to go somewhere new to cross train?
No.
No?
I guess in theory it should, but it doesn't. I'm a very quiet, like
more reserved.
Yeah, more reserved person. And so I always feel like I'm gonna make somebody upset or, like do something wrong, like break an unspoken code that everybody knows but me, But so I do know of people, and everybody, that knows me is very friendly. So, and even people that don't know me are very friendly, like the jiu-jitsu community is like that, where you just drive somewhere and you're like, oh, hey, can I come train with you guys? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. And they'll be just like your best friends by the end of the week, if you're on vacation or something. It's really cool.
The only time I went to another gym really by myself, well, I was with Hannah too, my daughter. We went to a Queen City because they had Helena Kravar came and did a seminar. So awesome. Hannah came and did the first one. It was more kids oriented. And then the second one was adults. And I went, and luckily Corey from our gym, who's a little girl, she's a 5th grader, but she's really good. She stayed for the adult one too. Not that I worked with her, but it was just nice to have someone else there. I'm like, I at least know her.
Yes.
But that was really cool to go to that seminar too.
Yeah.
You know, Helena, she inverts all the time. And I was like,
Yes.
I don't know if my 40-something-year-old back can handle this, but okay.
Yeah.
But that was really cool to kind of go do that. But I haven't ventured out to the other gyms.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin tried to challenge me to go to Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu on Saturday, and I was like, I'm scared.
Oh, well, let me know.
So I didn't.
We'll go and we'll go together.
I know. Sarah said the same thing, and I'm like, okay, so I'll just have to make it happen. But
yeah.
now you have my number, so we can do that. Yeah, that'd be great. So let's talk about ADCC. Mm-hmm. So we just did that. I say we because I did it too. I wasn't that good, but I see you were silver. You got silver, right? Yeah. So you want to talk about that? What was your experience like?
So basically, you know, the whole thing with MMA, I was like, dang, like I'm capped out of my potential basically here. Yeah. Like there's not any further I can go. And I was like, oh, jiu-jitsu is different. Like it's not like kickboxing. It's not like MMA. Like they make room for like bigger women. Might not always be, and it might not feel always as equally, you know, like there are certain promotions that won't like, be as welcoming, you know, like Avery, he had his fights. He was so amazing. The Bagels at Toro, so amazing. Yeah. But there are some people that don't make space. Like there's not as many of us, right? Like there's not many women, period. But when there are, like the representation might not always be like on the bigger side. So it is really nice when people do make space for us. And anyway, so I was like, okay, well, jiu-jitsu really doesn't have the same cap that all these other sports do. Yeah. They, you know, they say it might be smaller weight classes, but they always have like an open. So I can go as far as I need to here. And I was like, what's the biggest thing in jiu-jitsu? And there's IBJJF, which at the time, well, it still does, like requires like gym affiliation, and Snake wasn't affiliated. That's where I was at the time. So I couldn't compete IBJJF, and I was like, oh, ADCC. And I was like, no, ADCC is just for like big, like famous people.
Big names, right?
Yeah. But then I learned about trials. They hadn't started opens at the time. And I learned about trials, and I was like, oh, dang, like I could do this. I could go and I could win, and I could, you know, make it to like a Worlds, you know? Yeah. And so I looked it up, and me and my husband drove, right? Yeah, we drove to East Coast because he did not want to get on a plane. Yeah. We borrowed my father-in-law's car because at the time our car was not good for like a road trip, and he was so sweet. He let us borrow his car. He took the rims off because we were going to Atlantic City. That's so funny. Which was probably a good idea. And anyway, so we got there, and I got past day one. I had a match with Katie Hooven. She was a brown belt at a New Wave. Wow, yeah. Girl. And I won that match on points. And I was like, I almost cried when they raised my hand. I was like, dang, like I actually did it. Like that was starting that match and being in that match, I was like, what is happening? Because the rule set's different than anything I've ever done, you know, and I couldn't practice it at the time because I didn't have opens. I mean, I could practice it at the gym, but it's not the same, you know, not the same pressure. And I was just like, I remember, I remember so she Uchima'd me, and I had her hips, and it wasn't even like, I think it was almost instinctual, and I turned her over, and I was like, okay, I'm on top. I have to stay here. Yeah. Like the points are weird where they need you to like kind of pin the shoulder blades, I guess, to get like passing points or side control points, or I don't know, something like that. And I was like, okay, I have to stay here. I have to stay on top. And I got my points, and I was like, there's no way I can sub this brown belt. Because of course I looked at the brackets, you know, ahead of time. And I was like, there's no way I can sub this brown belt. So I'll just win on points. I think I kind of limited myself with that thinking, but I mean, I won. So, wow. And then the second day, because it's 2 days, right? Okay. And the second day I had Marissa Pacelli, I believe her name is. Hopefully I'm saying her last name right. And she was really long and really, so once she took my back, I was like, I couldn't get out of it. I do have like mainly male training partners, so I would always do this one escape where you kind of like pin the leg and turn into them. Okay. And there's obviously more steps to that, but they were so big and inflexible that like I didn't have to do the extra steps. Yeah. So that's one of the ways, you know, that only training with males like hurt me. And so anyway, I lost that one on points. But like just the fact that I made it to day 2 like was such like an inspiration to myself. I was like, okay, maybe I can hang here. Like I guess something in the back of my head was like, yeah, you could do this in theory, but like, could you really, you know? And it was it like touched my heart so much because I got off the mats and I was like, dang, I lost this. Like that was it, you know, because at the time West Coast, always West Coast is like way out there. It's like a big cost, you know.
To go, yeah.
Yeah, so, but I stepped off the mats. My husband was like, we're going to West Coast trials. And I was like almost cried. Like, he believes in me so much.
That's awesome.
And it's, he's like not a very like words or feelings heavy person. He's very sweet, but just not very like lovey-dovey verbally, you know?
Yeah.
And the fact that he believed in me so much where he was like, we're going to make a way for you to go to West Coast trials. It just like really touched my heart. And so I did, and I made it to day 2 that time as well. I had a match. I forget who my first match was against, but I won that one. I subbed the girl. And then my second match was against Brittany Elkin.
Oh, wow.
And that was like my first time ever fighting like someone that I had known, I had looked up to, and I had like idolized almost in my brain because she had a fight against Clarissa Shields, MMA. I believe that was on PFL. And I remember seeing it, and I remember obviously Clarissa is a really good boxer. Mm-hmm. And I think just like watching that, I was like, dang, like she's a very tall woman. She's like 6'1" or 6'2". Mm-hmm. And just one of the people that I'm like, oh, that's another big woman that takes up space, and just like looking up to her. And then I was like, the night before I went to bed, and the bracket said I was going to fight Jen Case. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to head out. I was so scared. I had nightmares. I slept like 3 hours. Oh. I was like terrified. Brittany Elkin, also a very scary person, but you know, not as scary as Jen, I guess. She was a brown belt, I believe, at the time. Okay. So it was a little less scary than fighting like a long-term like black belt. Right. But it was really challenging. I ended up taking her to overtime, and I lost on points. But I was like, dang, like I like when I got Brittany Elkin, I was like, oh, I'm going to die. Yeah. You know, and I actually did really well. That's awesome. And I feel like I almost limited myself with some of the thinking that I was having, like, oh, maybe I can survive, but I'm not going to do well, you know? Mm-hmm, but again, I made it to day 2, and I was like, it was just kind of inspiring to see that I could, you know, do that. Yeah. And then this time they had East Coast trials in Florida. And we drove down there. One of the other ladies from my gym, Kayla, she drove me and my husband. We all like road tripped down there. It was really fun.
And is Kayla? Stop for a second. Is Kayla? What's her handle? Is it Wolf Queen? Is she Wolf Queen?
No, that's Sam.
Okay, I was gonna say there's one girl in a lot of your pictures, so I didn't know. Okay,
no, Sam is amazing.
So your other one's Kayla, so I'll have to check her out. But okay, keep going. Sorry about that.
She's not like very Instagrammy. Very, very sweet. Yeah. Very. I tease her all the time about like being modest. I'm like, don't let your ankles out, you know. Like she's a very sweet lady. But she started. She actually is like one of the like most important people to me. Aww. She was one of the first. Once I left Snakes, there weren't. Zeb always supported me where she could, but she homeschools her babies, and she has 3, and they're all different ages. Mm-hmm. So she definitely supported me like as much as she could, came to my things as much as she could. Right. I talked her into, you know, competing. She's so amazing. I swear to you, she could win trials if she put herself out. She is so bad. Can you
No, yeah, it's fine.
She's such a badass.
That's awesome.
And I really wish she had the ability to compete more, but she's so cool. Yeah. But
sorry. So you were talking about Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
Trials.
So Kayla had driven us down there. We had like a fun little gym road trip, and I went to trials, and I had my first match against a lady from Craig Jones' gym. I think it's what is the name of it? I forget, because you know Gordon Ryan changed his gym to Kingsway, and I forget what his is. I don't know. Simple Man. It's what it is. Simple Man Jiu-Jitsu. Okay. And I don't know if I underestimated her, because I underestimated someone once, and I was like, never again. Yeah. So I don't know that I underestimated her, but I think maybe I had misjudged my training prior. Mm-hmm. Like maybe I wasn't pushing myself as much, but I lost that one on points. We were 0-0. There was 10 seconds left. Wow. And I was like, I don't want to go to overtime. Like you know how when you feel your gas tank like let out. I was like, I do not want to go to overtime. So I had tried to do something, and she swept me. She got 2 points like in the last 10 seconds. So that sucked, and I was like, dang, like, do I suck now? You know, like just dealing with the emotions of I made it to day 2 twice. Like, how am I worse now? You know, but ADCC Atlanta, I had also done before that, and I had done like terribly in, I had done my weight class, advanced, and also the open. Wow. And that was the first time I had met Jocelyn, Baby Shark. In competition. I had lost all my matches in my weight class. I had 2, and then 1 by decision, 1 by points. And then I made it to the absolute. I won my first one, and then I had Jocelyn, and I was like, a 13-year-old?
A 13-year-old? Are you serious?
And then she steps on the mat, and I'm like, a 13-year-old? Like, are you sure?
She's tall.
Yes, but we had our match, and I lost that one on points, and I was like, dang, like, I really just do suck at jiu-jitsu now, you know, like, just one of those, like, character building arcs, I guess.
Yeah. But people like me have to hear this, Melissa, because I feel like you never lose. When I see, like, what's going on and, like, on Instagram and stuff, and it's like, wow. I'm like, because I feel this way a lot, because I don't perform as well in competition. But anyway.
There are so many people like that, honestly. Yeah. Like, a lot of people in my gym are like that. And and they don't believe me when I say this, but I don't feel like competition necessarily is always a true representation of their jiu-jitsu. Yeah. It can be. It can be. But I think a lot of people just, like, I don't know, don't have maybe a competition mindset. Yeah. That's, like, built up to the way it needs to be for them. Or maybe I actually took Kendall Rusing's Jiu-Jitsu Accelerator program. Yeah. And that was really cool. Like, she talked about taking your best competition day ever and thinking about how your body language was, how you acted, you know, the things you ate, everything, like, leading up to that. And, like, do you feel like that made you perform better? Yeah. Like, I wasn't, like, when I compete and I'm starting to close myself off my friends because I'm getting too anxious about everything and I'm making it too serious in my brain. Like, I'm, like, building it up and, like, making it a big thing. Whereas, you know, on my best day, I joked and laughed until I came onto the mats. And yes, of course I care if I win or I lose. Like, nobody wants to lose, but it's 2 people on the mats and someone has to lose. Yeah. So just, like, thinking about it like that, like, yes, it's serious. Yes, it's important to me. Like, I do want to win, but, like, my friends still love me. Yeah. Like, they still congratulate me. They still say I do a good job. Yeah.
It's another challenge. It's another thing to put yourself out there. Yeah. And
half the people, like, they're like, oh, good job. And they don't know whether I won or lost, you know? So not necessarily that they don't care. People do care, but it's not like they don't put stock. Like, they don't think that's, oh, Melissa is a winner. Oh, Melissa's a loser. It's not as serious to anyone else as it is to yourself.
Well, I always laugh because Avery's always like, okay, like, we'll win win first place as a gym or something at a tournament, and then all of a sudden next time he's like, okay, on to the next one. I'm like, wait, we're still relishing in this moment. Can't I have this moment? Like, why are you already saying we're moving to the next one?
I'm guilty of that,
right? And it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's like, in that moment, you just want to hold on to that win and just, can I ride this for a while?
Yes,
but he's ready for the next thing.
I'm definitely guilty of doing that. Like, diminishing my wins, especially, like, oh, I won. Okay. Like, it wasn't that serious. Let's move on to the next thing, you know? So it just makes me a little bit more comfortable with it, I think.
Yeah, maybe. You also did, you also spoke about, did you speak about the Charlotte one, the open we just had though, too?
Oh, yes.
So Jocelyn Molina, you went against her not once but twice?
Yeah, so this is the second time. The first time I thought I lost against her 11-0. That's what the scoreboard said, but I don't know if they took points off at the end. I don't know. Smooth Comp says I lost 0-8. So I thought I did better this time because I lost 10-0 this time. So I thought I did better this time than last time, but apparently not.
But 13. Did we hear that? This girl's
she's
13.
She's amazing. She's not necessarily, like, a lot of people say she's strong, and she is strong. For 13, she's strong. Like, my nephew and my son are both 13, and they cannot put their hands on me like that, you know? Yeah. But she's not necessarily the strongest person I've ever thought. She like, it's like once she connects her hands, like, it's over. Like, she has so many things from that, like, almost like a 3/4 Nelson sort of position. She has so much from there. She has, like, the head and arm, the darce, and I just spent both times I fought her, I've ended up spending, like, the whole match just, like, surviving. Wow. And she really is an incredible competitor. And I saw a lot of growth in her just from ADCC Atlanta, which was
when was
that? Like mid of last year, I guess, to ADCC.
December.
Yeah, December. And she really is incredible, and I truly believe she'll go far. But I am expecting, hopefully, to have another match with her at some point, and hopefully have some more answers for.
Yeah.
But it feels weird. You're like, oh, I'm coming for a 13-year-old, but like this 13-year-old is one of the best in our sport, truly.
Yeah. Let's get her on Guns and Bunz.
Yeah,
I know,
truly, that
Texas,
would be
right?
awesome.
Like that's
I think she was in Florida, and I think she's kind of like wrapping up things with her gym and like moving to Kingsway. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's really cool.
No, she would be an amazing person to have on here,
and that is encouraging to know that like. I'm not crazy if a younger kid beats me because
100% not.
There's something about it. Like, so, we have some younger girls at our gym too. And there's one, Shahana, I'll shout her out. But she's Hannah's age. She's 12. But I mean, I think I weigh less, but like that girl can armbar someone in like less than 10 seconds. She's so quick and just so fast, or like a triangle, like climbing those legs up. And you wouldn't think, like I've rolled with her at the gym and she's so strong for 12. But like if we're the same size or she's weighs a little more than me, I could see how that could be. So age is just a number because I mean, she's proving it at 13.
100% proving it. She definitely is. Weighs, I think she's only like 160 something, so that she's like 40 pounds less than me. Wow. And I don't normally get my butt handed to me by people definitely that age. Like I have faced other girls, like younger ladies in competition, like 16-year-olds that have had really flexible guards, but her game definitely is, it's not like the guard. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That is a pain in the butt to deal with. They're so
just
good
run up
at
to
the
you, pull guard, and then like get it. And I'm like, what just happened?
That's a really hard one to deal with, but I have been able to deal with it. But like Jocelyn's is just like completely different. Like just like a new evolution of like game. I don't know. It's crazy.
I'd be curious to see how long, like her background and like what she's done to like get to this point as a 13-year-old.
Yeah. I actually got into a debate with my friends about this. I didn't necessarily have like a stance in it, but like they were kind of arguing about whether a 13-year-old should be in adult divisions because it does say 15 plus. And, one of them was like, do you put her with other kids when she's running through adult black belts?
Right.
Oh
my God. Adult black belts.
But at the same time, like kids have a certain level of flexibility that maybe could deal with her game a little bit better. But having a 13-year-old in adult divisions might present like different, like you don't want to be the person that maims a 13-year-old. Not that I was worried about it in the moment.
Yeah, but if they're competing in an adult bracket, then you're kind of saying that they can hang. So like,
right.
I mean,
but it is, especially the first time I ever fought her, like knowing she was 13, I was like, of course I don't want to hurt the 13-year-old. I don't think I went like super easy with her, but I was also like,
yeah, that's all.
She is 13, so you don't want to, but like rolling with her, she doesn't feel like, rolling with my nephew. Like,
yeah.
She definitely
can hold her own.
Yes, 100%. She's very strong, very capable.
Wow, that's so awesome. I did want to jump over to your Toro Cup win. I mean, you've done Toro Cup many times, right?
Yeah, I think like 5 or 6 times.
And I saw you went against Jen Case. Yeah. And you already spoke about Jen, how she teaches some of the classes at CJJA.
Yes.
How was that? So you ended up beating her, and she's a black belt, right?
Yeah.
And so tell me about that match.
Okay, so this happened. Okay, so I had an opponent not show up for a Toro Cup and didn't really give me any notice. And at the same time, her opponent was driving from New Jersey, and it looked like, I guess there was some flooding or something, and they had misjudged the time. Oh, wow. So her opponent almost didn't show up. And I had some other people, God bless them, offer to step up so I'd at least have a match.
Yeah.
And Bagels was saying no, that he didn't really want to, especially people that had already competed, didn't want them to compete twice. And I don't know, something about not putting people who weren't originally on the card. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he was like, but if Jen's opponent doesn't show up, you can fight her. And I was like,
were you like, oh my goodness?
I was like, okay.
And
I was like,
you already knew her at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like you already.
Yeah, for sure. She has, I mean, she's just really a pioneer of like ladies MMA, women's MMA. She's been doing it. I think she had posted like some throwback. I think her first MMA fight was like in 2005 or something. Like back when women still had to fight like men in the men's division at jiu-jitsu tournaments. I can't remember the first time I heard about her, but I definitely like, she's like a heavyweight. She's really awesome, been in it for a long time. She's also very smart, like has like degrees.
PhD.
Yeah.
She's Dr. Jen. Yep.
Yeah, Dr. Jen. So being asked to like step up for that match potentially, I was like, I obviously don't want another woman to not have a match, especially I think it was for the title at the time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I
was like, dang, like I will, but I'm very scared,
Yeah.
And then we had both signed up for a Blue Coast Jiu-Jitsu tournament.
Yeah.
And it was for money. So, but we ended up being the only two ladies that signed up, and that happened so much. But the guy who ran it was still gonna like do the payout and everything.
Yeah.
So we had a best 2 out of 3, and I was like, I can't remember the rule set. I think it was sub only, and then it went to points or something like that.
Okay.
But she subbed me my first one. I have this bad habit of like going for a Kimura, and I did it twice, and the second time she got my arm. She was in half guard, and she's just so strong. Like once I tried for the Kimura, she was like, okay, head and arm, like had the head and arm isolation. And I think she subbed me in 3 minutes in that one. And then I had the second match. I think I maybe had just a little bit more gas because we went like back to back basically. And I ended up subbing her in overtime with a RNC. And I was like, wow. Like I got up, like I was like, did that actually happen?
Wait,
like,
so this was Blue Coast?
Yeah, this is Blue Coast. Right, okay. Right. So I was like, oh dang, like that actually was possible. Like it might have been a fluke, but it's possible, And I was just like filled with pride, and like just like dang, like I actually can do it, And then the third time, because it was best 2 out of 3. Of course, I had to make it hard for everybody.
Right. Yeah. Like a Panthers game.
Right.
Last few seconds of the game.
Right. Got to keep people on their edge of their seats.
Anyway.
But yeah, she beat me that time with the same thing, had an arm choke.
Wow.
But I left that, feeling really good. We talked for so long afterwards. She was so sweet. She's such a sweet person.
Friend. Yep.
Very, very intimidating, definitely. And a lot of women are like that, like look very intimidating, but they're like sweethearts once you have a conversation with them. And so yeah, then Bagel's head was like, hey, do you want to fight for the title after that? And I was like, I guess, it was really scary, really intimidating, but also I was like, dang, like people actually think my jiu-jitsu is good enough to fight for a title,
That's amazing. Yeah.
It was really nice. And then, so I went and they're 15-minute title matches. They're 15-minute matches. So
I could never.
It was a lot.
So long. Oh my
She
goodness.
had me in the tightest triangle, like a bear trap type triangle. The tightest one I've probably ever been in. And I was just like trying to make space. My face was so red. I probably saw God 14 times. But I got out of it, and I ended up, I kind of got to like a mount type position, and she tapped. And so I won the title at that point, and it was really, really cool. I was, again, another moment of just being in disbelief of what I actually did. I was like, dang, that actually happened.
Yeah. Wow.
So it was really cool.
That is huge. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have a couple of more questions jiu-jitsu related, and then I have my signature questions that I ask. So I just want to do a fun game of this or that, jiu-jitsu style. And so I'll say the statements, and then you just respond, and then we'll circle back. We don't have to hit all of them, but maybe you can explain a little more, because maybe they've naturally already come up in conversation. Right. But all right, so my first one is gi or no gi.
No gi.
Okay, of course. Top pressure or playing guard?
Top pressure.
Pull guard or wrestle up?
Wrestle up.
Competition class or a chill open mat?
Ooh. Competition class.
Okay. Triangles or arm bars?
Arm bars.
Passing guard or sweeping from the bottom?
Ooh, neither. Probably sweeps if I had to choose.
Train morning or night?
Night.
Night. Yeah. Rolling with higher belts or newer students? Ooh, that one's tricky.
Yeah, that is tricky because they both have.
Yeah.
I would say higher belts at this point because it's always fun to see them.
Yeah. Winning on points or by submission?
By submission,
yeah,
obviously.
Of course. Drilling technique or live rolling?
Live rolling.
Leg locks or stick to basics?
I would say stick to basics is who I am at my core. I've been playing around with leg locks, but yeah.
Fast, scrappy rounds or slow pressure heavy rounds?
Scrappy.
Favorite gi or whatever's clean? Oh, well.
No-gi.
No-gi. Favorite no-gi kit or whatever's clean?
Favorite no-gi kit.
Competing often or training for the long game? I think I know that answer. Competing often. Tough roll that teaches you a lesson or easy roll that boosts confidence?
Tough roll.
Tough roll. Now that I know you. I feel like I know you now after talking to you and hearing all these big names that you fought and won.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So why did you pick competition class over chill open mat? I mean, I know you do a little because you compete so much, but the chill open mat too is really good. It sounds like you love open mats too. So speak to that.
Just competition class, having like the directives and the objectives are really helpful. And also, not necessarily at every open mat, and a lot of, don't get me wrong, a lot of men are amazing training partners, but I understand it from their side too, right? Because what do you look like walking up to a bunch of women asking them to roll exclusively? Yeah. But it can be kind of hard in like a mixed gender, like open mat, to find people like, so it kind of puts the pressure on you to like go up and make yourself vulnerable and
that's
ask
hard.
For, like, do you want to roll with me?
Yeah.
And then when they say no, of course, it's like devastation. So like, especially like Jen's competition class, like having women or even, in a like mixed gender competition class, I know I have a partner, right? Like, so knowing you have somebody to train with and having like an objective, like whether it's like pass the guard or hold them in mount, whatever it is, I feel like it helps evolve your game more. Open mats can be good for that, don't get me wrong, but like I feel like objective focused, driven, like competition classes can be. And I might not have said that a year ago, but I might would have been like, oh no, I like the freedom of like open mats, which I do, but I do feel like competition classes do definitely have their place and starting to enjoy those more.
So with open mat, I guess you could just come and go as you need to, right? Like it's not like you have to stay the whole time and roll the entire time. But with someone like me, I'm like, my cardio piece, I'm like, I still feel like I just get so spent and tired. I probably have like 2 good rolls. I mean, then I gotta take a break and then I can come back in. But like, I don't know, for me, when I think of open mat and it's just an hour of rolling or whatever, I'm just like, that seems so long. Yeah. So I kind of like the instructional piece of like having something I'm working towards. And then let's roll the last 15, 20 minutes of class or something.
Yeah, that's really nice. I do like that. Enjoy that.
As far as like the higher belts versus newer students, you want to just tell me, I know you said higher belts, you like to do that, but you want to tell me the pros, maybe even cons of rolling with both.
Yeah.
Higher and newer.
So a lot of the, you had mentioned Sam Shell. One of the things that she was actually the first person I ever had heard of and then like seen at a competition. This was back when I first started. I had seen her and I had just followed her on Facebook. She was the Wolf Queen and she had this iconic photo of her just like covered in blood, like had just won an MMA fight. She is such an inspiration and such a strong like woman. And I had went up to her in competition. I was like, hey, are you Wolf Queen? And so Sarah is actually one of her students. And so I had taken a little bit of break from jiu-jitsu when I had met my husband. He has 2 babies too. So like blending our families and everything, obviously that takes a lot. And so I'd taken a break. And when I came back, I had the fight against Sarah. And that's kind of when I reconnected with Sam. And one of the things that she always tells me is like, be meaner. You need to stop apologizing. You need to be meaner. And that's really hard for me. Me too. I'm a Canadian. Gotta say sorry, right? That's my signature.
Well, I'm from Michigan. We're close.
Yeah,
Canada
close enough.
Michigan are close. Me too. I say sorry all the time.
All the time. And it is something I do try to work on, but I don't know. It's just
I'm sorry.
Part of who I
can't help it.
I'm sorry for saying sorry.
That's so funny.
But anyway, Sam, the rolls with her and rolls with other like upper belt women, it's just I don't even know how to say it, but like rolling with women who have even more experience in the sport than I do. And like, you're not just learning, oh, that technique doesn't work or, oh, that technique works. Like, obviously you talk afterwards and they just like the wisdom that they have and share with you. It's just such a a cool experience.
Right.
But on the flip side of that, like rolling with new people, newer women, and being able to be that person for them is like such like a gift almost,
right.
You know, like being able, you know, to be someone's first roller, to welcome them into class or, you know, whatever it may be. That definitely is like really cool.
There's so much value in teaching someone something too.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a teacher. So when, like being able to show someone new, like with just a little mini blue belt like me knows, I feel like, oh, look at me. But at the same time, it's helpful to confirm and solidify what I already know too.
Yes. Teaching is very valuable. But that's probably one of the things that I struggle with the most. I'm very like, is this the correct thing? Like second guessing myself all the time. So that's probably why I do favor being gifted the experience more because I'm like, did I just teach them wrong? And I'm also very dyslexic, very ADHD. So I'm like, did I tell them left when it should have been right? Or did I, you know, did I tell them to lock up their triangle backwards? So I'm always like second guessing myself, and it's very stressful to, you know, do that. I do have an appreciation for it, but.
Yeah. Well, you did great when you came to Triumph. I loved learning from you.
Thank you.
And no joke. So I hope this doesn't seem weird. I don't even know how long ago that class was, but I remember I already knew about you, right? Because like in jiu-jitsu, it's like you hear names or you see people, and it's like, so it's kind of like a pseudo celebrity, like some, I look up to them, like, you know, like it's exciting. Whereas the rest of the world might not know or maybe even care, but like, you like,
go to,
it's so awesome.
Yeah. Go to a store and you see someone that's like, you're like, oh my God, that's like Helena or something. And they're like, what?
Who cares? But anyway, so I had seen you, and then you came, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was already thinking, I'm like, I gotta get her on the podcast. I'm like, because I knew right away, I'm like, she'd be great for it. I mean, you're so knowledgeable about it. So anyway, so I mean, the question about competing often or training for the long game, I mean, it seems like you have longevity in the sport anyway. You're in for the long haul, but like competing often is also like something you do.
It's definitely what keeps me going. I just maybe like, I guess if you wanted to deep dive into it, maybe like the ADHD short term, like goal reward thing, like not being able to train for a long term without having something to really like drive yourself. You know, it's hard for me. Like I said, I was falling off of training when I didn't have something where I'm like,
to work towards.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with that. What do you recommend for people that are newer to jiu-jitsu? You said your first comp was like 2 months in. My first comp was 4 months in. It was a Naga, and I won my very first one. And I was like, I can do this. And then I lost the next 3. But anyway.
Dude, okay. So like, this is something that I've dealt with like with my husband and with like Kayla and we have a few other people that like to compete where I'm like, back when I started, back in
the day,
like, combing my grays.
She's younger than me.
No, but for like 10 years ago, even the men's divisions, but also the women's divisions were so much smaller and like so much less developed than they are now. So, you know, where before you might have like a skill gap that's like, you know, this big. Now white belt, I'm like, I roll with white belts and I'm legitimately scared. I'm like, dang, this sport is like taking off.
It is. And these girls come in and they're like, I'm like, they're coming up fast. Yes. I remember that there were a couple girls that came in months after me, and I'm like, I feel like I should know more than them. And they are doing something I have not done. And but it's a very real thing. Like,
and I just like, I stay motivated with competition. I understand everybody doesn't necessarily, but I do think it's a good tool to use. And so, you know, like where maybe some of our team members don't have as much success, it really hurts to see them like go through that. I mean, not that I'm a stranger to it. I've, you know, lost some big matches, but I do feel like it is harder, and maybe they don't necessarily see that side. Like it is harder to come in at this point in the sport and jump into a division where, you know, where a white belt might, you know, have been doing it for 2 or 3 years. And whereas, you know, when I started, my first opponent was like a mom who had been training, you know, for 6 months, like once a week, you know.
Just kidding.
It definitely helps. It definitely helps to like get that, not necessarily to sandbag, but like to get those like, okay, it's like positive feedback, right? Like you win it. It feels a lot more positive than losing it and trying to take lessons away from it. And so it is hard to see people that I love and help support and talked into competitions to go through hard things like that. But I feel like a lot of us are like a lot more resilient than we know. And
so competition is good for that.
Yeah, it really is.
I love that. I want to hit on a couple of questions before we close out about the success piece and the strength piece, because I feel like it lends itself to jiu-jitsu in what sounds like a very lengthy career you've already had in jiu-jitsu. I'm also impressed that you remember these matches so explicitly, because I'd be like, what did I do there? But anyway, so I guess my first question is, what does success look like to you? Maybe in the jiu-jitsu world or just in life and period.
I knew you were going to ask this question, and I thought about it for so long, and I was like, I'm going to think of an answer. And then I was like, because I know it's like a question that you ask a lot of the women who come on, and I was like, dang, that's a lot of pressure. And then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to spitball it, because I feel like that's how I do better. But I feel like, and this is what I kept coming up with, I just feel like success to me feels like being happy. Like that. You know, there's people that like hate their lives. There's people that feel trapped. There's people that, I don't know, are stuck in situations that they truly can't leave. And I just feel like being able to wake up in the morning and feel like happy with what you have, with who you're with, like with the life that you've crafted, I feel like that's what feels like success to me.
Right. That's great. What about strength? What do you think about that? As far as strength is concerned, you've gone against some really tough opponents that are physically strong and some really big names. So what do you think about strength?
I just feel like being a strong person just is like truly like not giving up. Like if there's something that you want to work for, you know, you might have to go a different way than you thought you could go. It might take you 10 times longer than you thought it was going to take you. But if it's something that you truly want, or something that you want to give yourself, or if it's something that makes you happy, you know, that you don't give up in the pursuit of like working for that. And, you know, strength doesn't mean like not crying or not being upset or not throwing a temper tantrum. I think it just means like within yourself, you're like, I'm going to get what I've decided that I want for myself, and I'm not going to let anybody take that out of me, you know?
It sounds like you've done that, right?
Yeah.
You're in your life. I like that. Out of all of your matches and fights and super fights and MMA fights and all the things, what is something you are most proud of?
Dang, that's a hard one.
Sorry. Put you on the spot.
I think, dang. Of course, very, very, very proud of winning the Toro Cup belt. Like
girl,
that's
huge.
That Toro Cup is an amazing promotion. And even like being offered the chance to fight for it felt like an accomplishment in my head. But definitely that moment stuck out as one of the proudest moments that I've ever had. Again, probably was a little too quick to dismiss it, but that, and then this might sound silly, but like in mini maulers, when we teach the girls something and they do it and they see that it works, and they're so proud of themselves, and they go to their moms or dads and they're like, look what I can do. I can, you know, sweep somebody. I can break someone's grips off me. I'm like,
doesn't that warm your heart?
It really does. And I'm like, oh, it actually works.
I know. As a teacher, when I see a kid get something, it's like light bulb. All of a sudden, I get goosebumps. Every time.
Too.
Because I have goosebumps when they
literally.
Or if they know something I've already previously taught. It just makes me so happy. So I get that. That's great. How do you stay motivated through those losses? Like, how do you not dig yourself into a hole?
I feel like I've gotten a lot better at dealing with that. Like as I faced more losses, I've gotten better at dealing with it, which I guess is a normal thing. But so for a long time, I would like, you know, almost like you said, like literally be in a hole, and you know, my friends would like eventually dig me out of it, or responsibilities would arise and I couldn't put them to the side. So I'm like, okay, I have to get out of bed. I have to keep things going. But I heard something that was like, oh, give yourself 15 minutes to feel whatever you feel. And I do feel like 15 minutes is a little short. Like I am guilty of like being a little salty about something, especially if something felt like it wasn't fair, you know, like maybe someone got points when they shouldn't have gotten points, or, you know, one time I had a match stopped early, cause they thought my limbs were at risk and they weren't.
You're like, I was robbed.
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
You know, but I have tried to, like use that basically as a guideline. Like, you know, I have 30 minutes. I have the day after, you know, because they're normally later in the day after to feel whatever feelings I need to feel about it. And then I need to, you know, get it together and move on and set the next goal for myself. And, you know, like my husband, when I stepped off the mats, he was like, we're going to West Coast Trials. He did the same thing this time. He was like, we're going to West Coast Trials. Yeah. So yeah, I had that coming up in April.
Wow. That was one of my questions. What's next on the horizon for you? Do you have any, besides that, super fights, anything you want to talk about right now?
Yeah. So right now, the biggest thing on the horizon is West Coast Trials. It's April 18th. I'm really excited about it. I guess we're probably going to fly out there.
Wow.
It's in Los Angeles, so I've heard mixed things about it. Yeah. But hopefully traffic's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Toro just announced their dates. I had a fight against Liz Matrofic.
Okay.
I think that's how you say her last name, Elizabeth. She won East Coast Trials, I believe. Against she had a match against Amanda Levy.
Okay.
And Amanda had injured her knee and she won. And anyway, Bagels had brought her in for the title. I had a match against her. I forget what day it was. But there was kind of some a mistake. And so our match was ran for 10 minutes instead of 15.
Okay.
And she had 2 points from a sweep. It's 10 minutes, no points for titles, 10 minutes, no points, 5 minutes, points. And she got points at like 8 minutes or something like that before. Yeah. And Bagels was like so mortified. Was so nice about the whole situation, did everything he could to rectify it. But she was announced the winner at the end of it. But he had contacted me at that point, like a week or so later. And he was like, you're still the title holder. You know, like that match wasn't ran the way it was supposed to. So you're still in the records, the official, and we're going to count that as a draw. So it didn't go on my record. So May 3rd, Toro just announced their dates. If anybody wants to go for the title,
you'll be fighting.
Hopefully, but
Wow.
I'm not sure if Bagels has somebody in mind. He's always scheming, meddling. Oh, wow. But hopefully I'll have a match at that point. But if not, hopefully before the end of the year, I'll be able to have another match for the title, which will be really exciting.
That's cool. Wow. And then just any super fights that maybe come up along the way. Yeah. Any others that?
Yeah. Any
or tournaments or
any tournament
local
or
tournaments.
Anything. Yeah. I think I might have a match at the Gloss Super Fights in February.
Nice.
Other than that, nothing in my brain. I'm just trying to, prep for trials basically. But
are you doing like new breed? Like a new breed's coming up next weekend. You're not doing that. Like those local ones.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to doing new breeds or Nagas. At one point, I had sworn off them because they're not very equal. Like, I've been given one match where I paid for gi and no gi, and I only got like a gi match, and they didn't do anything to which I understand how much can they do if not a lot of women sign up, but and a lot of those I have to sign up for purple belt. So unless there's like an absolute, I try to steer away. A lot of the like, everybody has a promotion nowadays. So like if anything pops up, or if anybody has anything, I'd be glad to do something just to help keep me sharp, but not anything super big planned right now. Yeah. Just, trials, but other than
that's
that,
huge.
Yeah.
So April
18th and 19th, I believe it is. And I'm trying to talk my teammates into signing up for the Open the day before.
Oh, wow. Wow. So for that, does the training regimen look more intense? You keep how will that change?
So my coach, he's really good. Helps keep me motivated to keep my cardio right. We do, especially when I have something like this coming up, we've started doing Mike actually helped him come up with this torture plan. But basically, a lot of time on the assault bike or the rower.
Yeah.
And so every day after training, he's like, "We're doing the bike today, Melissa. We're doing the rower." And I'm like, and he's like, "You got 3 months to get in shape." And I'm like, you got me there, but I really don't want to do it. So I'll make sure I do my rounds on the assault bike. Whereas if I don't have something coming up, I will let that slide a little bit more. Definitely trying to like get out there and cross train a little bit more. Yeah. I do like kind of dial off like any running I have to a point, like not as long distance.
Yeah.
Just to help not overload like my body.
Yeah.
But
long distance running anyway is not, I mean, that's not good for your muscle. I mean, it's
a year and a half ago, you could not have told me that I was going to be or enjoy like long distance running. But Kayla, she's actually like
she loves to run.
Yeah, she loves to run. It's her sport. And, you know, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know about running. But after I talked to her into her like third competition, it only felt fair to give it a try, you know? Yeah. And so the longest distance I ran was the Fellowship of the Idiots, which was 19.2 miles, I think. Whoa. Or it was kilometers or miles, and there's a huge difference. So I'm not sure which one, but
it's probably kilometers.
I think it was kilometers because it was a little short of a marathon, I think.
Okay. Because I did a half, and that's 13.1. Yeah. So like maybe it's something like.
Yeah, I think it was kilometers.
Comparable.
And it was like from, where did we start? From the YMCA in Stanley County up to the top of Morrow Mountain and back down. Wow. So it's very like mountainous terrain, you know, and that was the longest I've ever ran.
You did it with her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you stick together, or did you kind of separate?
I always try. She is such a good runner and doesn't believe in herself enough, I feel like. But don't we all feel like that about our friends? Yeah. Like we see potential in them that they don't necessarily see with themselves. But she's always like, oh, it's not fun without my friends. So she does stick with me, but she could set records if she wasn't, you know, running with me. I know we had run the Zelda run, which was like 4 hours, just run as much as you can.
Wow.
And me and my husband had finished at 12 kilometers. I don't know. Sorry.
It's okay.
But it was a 2 kilometer, 2 mile loop, and there was like 15 minutes or something left in the race, and she went for the last kilometer and made it, you know, and they didn't, even the race people were like, oh, she probably is not going to, but she did.
Wow.
And I was like after running like 12 miles, it was like, it had come up to like 9 minutes a mile or something really good like that, like had really pushed herself. So I know she could do more, but she enjoys running with her friends.
Yeah, it's the fun part of the social aspect. Mm-hmm. It's like tricking yourself. We're working out, but I get to do it and talk to my friend at the same time. It's like a social thing. That's cool.
It was really fun.
Well, we are nearing the end. I know we've talked a lot about jiu-jitsu, but that seems to be your passion, right?
Yeah.
And do you want to speak about more? I know you already hit on it briefly, but the Grappling Ladies of Southeastern States. It says you're actively involved in organizing and supporting women's grappling initiatives. Do you want to talk about anything they do? Because you said they connect, empower, support female grapplers.
Yes.
Do you want to speak about that?
So up until this year, they Gloss helped there was a scholarship process.
Okay.
And you could apply and you had to attend like Gloss events, and there were certain qualifications like blue and up could apply. And basically they gave people money to do like the majors, like IBJJF Worlds or something like that. So if you were selected through the scholarship, they would give you money and you would be able to, help pay for your way. It's expensive.
It is
Everybody
expensive.
who competes knows that. And so that's been really nice. Lourdes is going for her master's degree.
Wow.
So she kind of had to back off of the planning for Gloss and everything. So she asked me and a couple other ladies to help. And we are raising money for Gloss. They help with doing different like seminars, like self-defense seminars. They did a event on a reservation, because women that live there like have some of the highest rates of like assault and stuff like that. And so they did, I wasn't present for that event, but like gave money to help support with that.
That's cool.
And getting them trained and hopefully able to defend themselves and just empowered. Like that's, I feel like one of the main takeaways from events like that is like, you know, like we can do things like hard things and we're capable of more than we think, you know.
That's been a consistent message with you. And I mean, like in your bio, at your core, right? You're driven by community building, helping women find confidence, strength, and belonging through jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
And so, yeah, basically, I'm not sure, kind of a few things up in the air with Lourdes, you know, finishing up school.
Right.
But basically, we have been just running the events and trying to like raise money. I think it's just kind of going to the side right now while we all kind of decide like what we're going to use it for. She doesn't know if we're going to do a scholarship at the end of this year or if it would go to like different like aid in certain ways. Yeah.
Did she seek you out or like this is something you investigated or looked into?
So Melissa Connors and I, like I was telling you, we're like really good friends and we kind of evolved to become the Melissas. So like where you see one of us generally, Ron is an amazing coach, but Connors is probably one of the best people, the best coaches that I know. She has such like clear, concise coaching. If I ever compete, I want her in my corner. And so like, I think just kind of, she was part of the team of ladies who helped set up Gloss. And so I feel like just by association,
you naturally,
the Melissas are now helping with Gloss.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love this. I mean, like the idea of this podcast was strong, successful women. And I love that it's just naturally, almost you guys have fallen in my lap. Like you already like are cool because you do jiu-jitsu. But on top of it, you guys do these initiatives. You guys, meaning you girls that have been on the podcast. And there's so many of you that are also, you have your toes in something else that also empowers women. And that's just, I love that. That's what this was meant to be. And so I think that's amazing that you have that. And I mean, just continue to keep making a difference and get more girls in the sport. I mean, it's working. And I don't think you understand your influence too. Like me seeing you, like I look up to you and I'm like, look at her, she's crushing it. And like, so it boggles my mind that someone like you after 10 years and you're a purple belt, probably brown belt, you feel the same feels I feel as a blue.
Yeah, I've had some conversations about that, like where I've shared, like, I still do feel like, why did I sign up for this? And people do like seem surprised by it. And I'm like, it's funny because I felt that way about women when I came into the sport, like Sam and Jen, and there were a few other ladies that really inspired me, especially as like a white belt. And I'm like, I felt those feels. So I understand what you're saying. It's just, it feels weird to be one of those people because I remember how much I looked up to them and I'm like, oh, I'm not worthy of that. You know, like it doesn't feel like that anyway, but I'm glad, like it means a lot to me. Like it means more than, you know, that you would say that. Aww. So it's always really sweet. And, it makes me feel very happy that like I do make other women feel that way. Because I mean, I know how much that helped me when I was starting.
Right. So keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. All right. Well, do you have anything else you want to touch on? Any last hobbies or anything else you do? I know we've been going kind of long, but running, hiking, outdoor exploration, swimming, and gaming. Is there anything there you want to just briefly touch on before we
I play Pokemon Go. I love to catch Pokemon.
That's so funny.
I've gotten all my friends into it. If anybody, wants a Pokemon friend,
that's hysterical.
Look me up.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's such a funny thing. And then I love just gaming and stuff with my husband. Like it's fun. When we're both, it's like another bonding thing, especially now that we're not working together. It's fun to share that, Yeah. Hiking. I feel like that's pretty normal for most jiu-jitsu people. Yeah. And then swimming. Love swimming. I love swimming. This is very, very niche, but have you ever been to the springs in Florida?
No, actually. No.
So some of my fondest childhood memories were there because, I grew up there and my grandparents would actually come from North Carolina, I think, and take us out on little things because my parents weren't always able to, they work jobs and stuff. And they would take us to the different springs and the water is so clear. It's so blue and so clear and you can see, and there are alligators in the water, but you generally don't see them. They have manatees and anytime I can make a trip there and go swimming. And they're like deeper areas, so you can like dive down and like explore like the different like spring heads. It's really, really cool. I love doing that. I love just like swimming.
That's awesome.
So other than that, no. Don't really have time for too much else. Just try to get out and do as much as I can.
That's great. Awesome. Well, I love that, you know, fitness, movement, sports, like this is all part of your lifestyle. And I think if anything, you're a testament to like you, I feel like you found this at the right time, maybe when you were coming out of your divorce initially. And so that's really cool. I think that's a message women need to hear too, right? Yeah. Like, number one, you said, don't tell me I can't do it. And number two, just, you know, be consistent, try new things, put yourself out there because it's amazing. Like this sport's amazing. I've met some really cool people.
I agree. It really does attract, it attracts all types of people, but it does really attract some really good people.
Yes.
I feel
and some of your best friends could be competitors you've gone against. I love that. Yeah.
Always talk to your opponent afterwards. I don't think I've ever had went up to somebody. There's been times where I'm like, oh, I don't feel ready for a conversation right now.
They're not approachable or whatever.
But anytime I've gone up to somebody, that we've been all smiles, hugs, you know, exchanging each other's social medias, and literally my best friends in the sport have been because I competed against them first.
Yes, you've gone head to head. You are fighting, not to the death, but you could.
Right.
Just kidding. So yeah, I get that for sure.
Yeah.
So put yourself out there, try hard things because we can do hard things. Definitely. I love it. Well, you are just full of knowledge. I think maybe if you ever want to circle back, we can. But because I feel like we could talk more. There's so many other questions I have for you. But let's go ahead and sign off for today, and we'll catch up another time. But
thank you so much.
No problem. As we sign off today, I would like to invite you to support us with some fresh gear. Our Guns and Bunz merch is available at gunsandrolls.com. From rash guards, shirts, hats, bags, to stickers and more, we've got something for everyone. Don't forget to enter code BUNZ15 for 15% off your purchase. Check it out at gunsandrolls.com, and thanks for the support. Before you go, if you have enjoyed this episode of Guns and Bunz, we'd love for you to share it with someone you know who could use a little inspiration today. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Guns and Rollz channel so you never miss a new Guns and Bunz episode. Thanks for being a part of the community. We appreciate you. Bye.
Welcome to Guns and Bunz. Strong feelings unstoppable. Let's roll. Welcome to Guns and Bunz. Strong feelings unstoppable. Let's roll.
Just got out of jiu-jitsu, but I had to throw this on. I love my new kit that came from gunsandrolls.com. It's got the Triumph gear on it. It's got the Pedigo representation on it. Guns and Bunz Podcast. I got Guns and Bunz Podcast on the sleeve. I even have some insignia on the back. Gunsandrolls.com. Guns and Bunz Podcast. Triumph and Pedigo. I love it. Ignore my jiu-jitsu hair. But anyway, it's so cute. It's now on gunsandrolls.com. It's even got these cute shorts underneath, right? So it doesn't ride up. So I love it. I hope you guys do too. These are so comfy. They fit perfectly compared to the other ones that I had that were a little longer. So I hope you check it out. I hope you guys love it, and go to gunsandrolls.com. Thanks guys. Bye. Guns and Rolls.